tired of this place. I'm gonna get out of here as soon as I can. Please help me. I'm losing my mind. Please. Alright, we already know who Miles Morales is. He's a big star of the Spider-Man franchise's biggest movie trilogies. He had his own game. He was part of an animated series. But I'm kind of getting the feeling that it's just me though, that Marvel treats Miles Morales like he's the only successor to Spider-Man. Man, even though there were two characters that are really his clones or his brothers, that being Ben Reilly and the Scarlet Spider. Oh wait, almost forgot Kaine Parker. Yeah, those two. Now, these two have been around Spider-Man since the Clone Saga. Widely regarded as one of the hated Spider-Man sagas of all time. Well, until it was overshadowed by Zeb Wells' run of The Amazing Spider-Man. Man, and many people decided to see it as a better alternative to that storyline. But let's go back. Ben Reilly, he is basically the secondary Spider-Man. And Kaine Parker was basically the third Spider-Man. And let's not forget that because they kind of both changed Spider-Man's life. Since, one, he was an only child, two, Mr. and Mrs. Parker. But when the Jackal, yes, that guy, decided to create two clones of Spider-Man, well, technically three clones. Oh, yes, there are three clones of Spider-Man, but I'm not going to talk about the guy. He'll get his own dedicated video soon. Foreshadowing. He created two clones of Spider-Man. But one of them looks like something out of a Todd McFarlane comic. The other became the Scarlet Spider. Since he doesn't have a name, the two names that popped out of his head were Ben and Reilly. That turns out to be the names of Uncle Ben and Aunt May. And later on, we were introduced to Kaine Parker. Their dynamic with Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker, were kind of like a Peter that had two other siblings. Yeah, they're kind of like brothers that had different ideologies. Meanwhile, Spider-Man has the kind of like the Superman ideology. Kaine Parker was basically like the Wolverine if he had Spider-Man's powers, and Ben Reilly is basically the one who doesn't know who he is. Well, even though he was added to the Spider-Verse movie, many people didn't like the fact that he was being used as a punching joke for how 90s comics were feeling during the time. But it was kind of crazy to think about. Some people don't like the fact that he was used for that kind of joke. But then when the first Insomniac Spider-Man game came out, it was taking some inspirations from both the main Marvel Universe and the Ultimate Universe, the old one and the new one. We all expect that they're going to adapt some of the storylines from the comic books into the game. But then came the next title of the was Miles Morales. See, even though the game was a success, but it also got some mixed reviews and stuff. Then came Spider-Man 2, where we had to play both Peter and Miles. And I kind of got it getting the feeling that Marvel doesn't care about both Ben Reilly and Kaine Parker. Even though Ben Reilly was part of the first Spider-Verse event, not the comic books, but the 90s cartoon. Yeah, he was part of the first Spider-Verse event. And it's nuts that a character from the 90s was part of the first Spider-Verse event. Meanwhile, Kaine Parker was mixed with Ben Reilly, his origin in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. And this is where I started to get the feeling that these two characters should have a dynamic with Spider-Man in other media, such as the cartoons, video games, or other things. Like, it was quite a good opportunity to have the Insomniac universe do something different for the two characters, instead of, making them as only skins for Peter Parker. Like, imagine that instead of Miles Morales is becoming the secondary Spider-Man, instead they introduced the Jackal in a post-credit scene of the first Spider-Man game. And he gets some DNA in the next game. That will be Spider-Man 2. There, he will be the kind of like a final boss character, and he somehow takes some DNA from Spidey and creates 2 new clones. Both of them will be Kaine Parker, and finally we will get Spider-Man 3, where we play it. But wait, before we get to that Insomniac will announce a spin-off game between the two, where they have to figure out who they are, but let's make it different. Like, you could choose 2 routes: the Ben Reilly route or the Kaine Parker route. And both of them have a different fighting style. Oh, and then they meet up with Peter Parker to take on the final boss of the game, who should be a prominent Spider-Man villain. And then Spider-Man 3, where we play as all 3 spiders. First, Peter will realize that when he has Kaine and Ben around, it's like they had a brotherly bond. Like, they even explore the idea of Peter having a brotherly bond with the 2 clones that he has. There, we can see what happens if these 3 grow as a trio. Oh, now I'd love to see that then in a Spider-Man game or an animated series. Speaking of that, we need more of them in animation. Well, yeah, Ben Reilly did have the award of being one of the first Spider-Verse event, and Kaine Parker get the honor of being in the longest running Spider-Man cartoon, with that being Ultimate Spider-Man, even though they lost for the title changed multiple times. But in recent times when they are coming up with a Spider-Man cartoon, they will add Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy. Even though Gwen is an alternate version of Peter's dead girlfriend, who is back in the comics for some reason. Jeez, Marvel's running out of ideas. And Miles. And this doesn't mean I hate the character of Miles. I really love the character. But I think we should give him a break. And give Ben and Kaine the time to shine. It's characters. Stuff. Like, yeah, I kind of getting the feeling that Marvel doesn't care about these characters. If there was any more, instead they only care about is Miles Morales being the true successor to Spider-Man. Even though Ben was part of a team-up with Peter. And Kaine is basically the edgy brother of the Peter trio. Oh, and I really love to see them in a new Spider-Man themed project, either in the MCU, animation, or video games. So yeah, that's it for this video. Leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Also leave a like. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.